This conference will now be
Hi, my name
recorded.
is Dave Luckner, and I'm here today in this webinar to introduce you to a new tool that may help you get more out of Just Planet. So let's take a look at that tool. It's called Priority Plus. And I'm gonna hit the icon here at the bottom, and you notice that it brings up an application. This application is locally installed on your network or laptop or computer, uh, readily accessible to the data within your environment that can upload data to Just Planet. So in this view, I'm showing the data that's within Just Planet, and you can see some of that information here. I'm going to quickly switch it over to my ERP view. So I'm looking at the data now that's in my ERP system. This is to be used to upload information, job information, routing information, resource information as well. So I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that I can actually review that data before I send it over. So if I click on any one of these jobs, I can take a look and see whether or not the appropriate routing steps are in here. And also if it has time set up for it and what the current status of that work order is too as well. And that may be because I'm using the execution characteristics within my ERP system, which of course we would want to take that data, and this tool will allow you to do that, bring that data into Just Planet to get your schedule updated. So I can select multiple jobs here. I can select all of them. I can do a filter in here. I could just say, show me the dates between dates here and there, or I could just pick certain job names or part numbers or however way you want to filter that. And I'll go through that in a moment. But I can also just say this one and this one, these, this. Here you go down the list here. Or I can again undo that. Much like a spreadsheet. So it should be familiar term for everybody. I'm going to click on this job here, and I'm going to send that over to Just Planet. Now, as it's being done here, I'll mention that what's happening here is a manual step. I could do it automatically, could send all that information over to Just Planet on a regular basis, maybe once a day, however often that you would like to have the schedule updated with the current jobs that are in your ERP system. So now that that's done, it'll show that. It also tells you whether or not something was sent over so that you're not duplicating jobs that are coming over. I'm gonna go over here to the job view inside of Priority Plus. I'm sorry, Just Planet. And you'll see now below here is the list of operations necessary or tasks, if you will, to do this job. And you also see that it's almost 1,000 days late, or it's more than 999 days late in this case here. That's because we use some old data from an old database. Okay, so I'm going to go now back over to Priority Plus and show you some other tools that may become very handy for you, even if you're not looking at the ERP interface characteristics. So I'm going to switch it over to my data, which is reviewing the data inside of Just Planet. I'm going to refresh the screen now. And what it's going to do is going to show me a prioritized list. Now, the priority is something that Priority Plus does automatically for you. It shows you jobs by a red, yellow, and green. And this is user defined as to what designates a red, yellow, green. But ultimately, it's telling you that these jobs are in danger of not making their commitment. And of course, the last one we put in there is over 1,000 days late, so that's in big danger. But you can see how it now works here. And I'll go through that in more detail shortly. But if I did want to make an adjustment to that due date for that job, because obviously that's not a valid date, what it's showing you inside of Just Planet is it's going to be finished on 2/17. So I could come over here and just say, make that 2/17, or I could say 18, just to give us a day. All right, and then I can save that. So I'm showing you a simple example of just updating one due date here. And of course, what's happened over here now, you notice that that job over here is now doesn't have any, it's not late and it's on time. It's also fallen down off the list of jobs that are in danger inside of Priority Plus. So let's look at some other things that I can do in here too as well. So I can filter on jobs. I can go over here and say, let's just show me the customers in customer one. Okay, let's close that. And let's show due dates that are next month. Okay, so you notice what it's doing is it's adding those criteria down below here. And of course, then I could manipulate, change, alter, and I'll show you some of those things I can do. Here are the jobs now for this customer. Again, we can change dates here. We can change the release dates. We can change some information that may be necessary. And I'll close it on here too as well. Double click on here. I can also decide that when this job does get started, I want the cutoff saw to work on that one. And I also want CNC 2 here to be used, all right, the CNC machine 2. I can update the setup time. If I realize that, you know, my estimate may be incorrect, I could put it as 150 minutes. And my production time is going to be, we realize it's going to be about 45 minutes. So you can manipulate and change and modify information that might be necessary to keep your schedule more accurate. I'm going to go ahead now and remove my filters. And again, you'll see some of those characteristics come back here. So now let's take a look at some other areas that we may want to use Priority Plus for. So if you notice there is a release date, and you know that there's a release date inside Just Planet. Now, that date is used for a number of reasons. It could be used because I don't have material available. Maybe I don't want something started until engineering gets completed, whatever reason that may be. But I'm also giving you a suggestion, all right? And the suggestion is here. And I could use this to hold off the release of jobs to the floor. Why would I want to do that? By doing that, I have less WIP, and that increases flow and reduces wait time across the board. This is a proven fact in the industry, and we utilize that characteristics within Priority Plus. So if I were to take a look over here down below here, you've got some jobs that are really have plenty of time to get them completed. And you notice that I've got a due date of 3/18, and I've got a suggested start date, in this case of 3/15. Okay, and this one here is, this job here is on 3/18. It's got a release date now that's 3/8. Now, I might want to adjust that to what it's suggesting here. So I could just come in here and just adjust that to the 15th. All right, and I can also do multiples, by the way. You can actually say, I can select a few of these jobs. I can say from here to here and adjust, let's say, the due date. Just let's say for this customer, they give us an update and the due dates are all going to be the 3/3 now. You can see I can update that too as well. So by doing all this, I can then say save changes. And what it'll do now is it's going to update all the information inside of Just Planet. So that information, and it's going to then come back to Just Priority Plus for us to review and modify and change for a better planning environment to create better flow and delivery performance. We also are adding to this tool the capability of adding new jobs from templates or from scratch. That should be happening in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully you found this information helpful. And I think if you'd like to schedule, well, first of all, you could actually have this installed on your system to try it and see if it works well for you. And of course, the ERP side, you can actually pull data from one of our profiled ERP systems. If we don't have that profile created, it takes about a day or two for us to do that. And then we're ready to go for the next ERP system as well. So give us a call, let us know how we can help, and we look forward to helping you in the future. Thank you.